Guys, welcome back. So this is CSEC now, and you speak with Neil. I've been going through this May 2022 CSEC past paper, Integrated Science. But before I do go ahead and proceed, I would like you guys do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if the video is also helpful. And as I mentioned, you can feel free to leave any questions related in the comment section, right? So number one. We had here, it says the most important reason for ensuring that a baby is fed the milk his/her mother produces during the first 3 to 4 days of lactation is that the milk. So within the first 3 to 4 days of lactation, the milk is given to the baby and is to prevent and to protection against any infection. So the answer would be D, to give the baby protection against infection. Alright, so number two, it says antibodies are important in the human body because so antibodies, simple meaning, we had in the red or white blood cell. The white blood cell will prevent against any bacteria, I could say, like it help fight against any infection in the body. So the antibodies would similar as that would be protect against any diseases in the body. So the antibodies are important in the body because it protects against diseases. So the answer would be B. For number three, it says which of the following structure is responsible for energy production in an animal cell? So anything that's responsible for energy, it would be the mitochondrion. Alright, so that is the powerhouse in the animal cell. Number four, it says which part of the flower forms the seed after fertilization? So on a flower, we had four different mainly, I could say mainly parts. On there we have the ovule, we have the ovary, we have the anther, and we have the filament. But on the ovules would be the part that form the seed after fertilization. So the answer would be A, ovules. Alright, number six. Oh no, we're going too fast. Number five, sorry. So here we had a diagram showing different testicle tubes, test tubes, I could say, of cotton. We had cotton, we have seeds, we have the moist, we have the boiled water, and we also have filled of oil. So here we'll be showing the different test tubes of glasses showing how the seeds of the cotton wool would basically, which one here would have most, the germination would have taken place. Alright, so it says number five says which test tubes is germination most likely to take place? Alright, so on test tube number one, here we would see that we had the dry cotton wool would be 20 degrees Celsius, and we had here we had the cotton plugs. As you guys could see, that is a dry hole. So for the dry hole, we had not I could say germination occur in test tube number one. Number two, we had the 28 degrees Celsius. We had the seeds, and we have the cotton plugs. So as we could see here, we having moist. We have moist cotton wool, and that would be for test tube number two. And once we have moist, we have the seeds, then germination likely to occur in test tube number two. So the answer would be B. Alright. Number six, it says which of the following organisms is not a microbe? Alright, so organisms, simple meaning, we had different organisms such as viruses, fungi, we had bed bug. Alright, and it says which one is not a microbe? So we had different organisms that not a part of microbe, and it would be bacteria. Alright. Number seven, which of the following refers to the method of planting in which crops are grown in alternating bands? Alright, so different crops that basically are growing in alternating bands would be hydroponics. Alright, and the hydroponics would simple meaning those are like plants that they had in different containers, and those are referring to ingrowing, but they doesn't want that. The question simple asks for which one is grown in alternated band. So we are talking about different. We have terracing, we have crop rotation. So the answer would be C, strip planting. And strip planting are the one that they do on us on a similar basis, different from the hydroponics, but is a very careful in planting to ensure the plants are growing safely in an alternated plants. All right. Number 8. Here we could see that we had a diagram of an animal cell here, and it's asking what is the name of the structure Y. All right. So the Y, here we would, once you see the Y, this was simple meaning. We had cause it is an animal cell, we had different one. We have cytoplasm, we have mitochondria, we have chromosomes. So here we could see that the Y would represent the nucleus. Alright, so the answer would be A. Number 9, we have it says during menstruation. Alright, so we're just gonna ask the questions and see what's best would refer to menstruation here. Alright, so it says during menstruation, so is it the lining of the uterus is thickened, or the lining of the uterus is shed, or the ovum is released from the ovary, or the ovum traveled down the fallopian tube? So here during menstruation, it would simple meaning the lining of the uterus is being shed. Alright, so the answer would be B. Number 10, it says which of the following shapes describe molar teeth? Alright, so molar teeth, we could pointlessly see that molar teeth is not pointed and it's not round. Alright, and it's not chisel shaped as well. It could be either flat topped. Alright, so molar teeth would be flat topped. So the answer would be C. Number 10, it says which of the following occurs during hilation at the area labeled X on diagram? Alright, so which of the following also occur during hilaton? So hilaton would simple meaning here it would be the ribs would have been moved upward. Alright, so the rib would have moved upward, and here as you guys could see, X here, as you could see, the rib is moving upward, not downward. Alright, so the simple meaning, as for example, you inhaling and exhaling, but here we'd have the respiratory system during hilation. I should mean here. Alright, good. So number 12, it says which of the following are common features of respiratory surfaces? Alright, so we're gonna reason out this one here. So first, features of respiratory surfaces, we would have moist. Alright, and then would simple had small surfaces here. No, we don't have any small surfaces here, so this is out of it. And we have well supplied with blood vessel. So in the respiratory surfaces, we had moist and we have well supplied with blood vessel. So the answer would be I and 3. So I and 3 here would be the answer would be number B. Alright, number 13, it says which of the following types of jugs are used to get rid of water from the human body? Alright, so we have different jugs. Simple meaning, we had stimulant, we have hormones, we have sedatives, and we have diuretics. Alright, so diuretics basically simple meaning, it's a jug that's used to get rid of water out of human body. So the answer would be D, diuretics. Alright, number 14 here, we had a skeleton system, as you could see, and his simple meaning that we should label the X that's been labeled on the diagram here. And here we had the skeleton system, so X is labeled, it would be the femur. Alright, so right here I could say at the shoulder bone, if we were supposed to label all of this diagram here, here you have the humerus, you have the radius, we have femur, and we have the phalange. Alright, but here to say we could have the femur, because on the diagram here we'd have femur here, and on the X would have the humerus. So right here of the hand would be X humerus. So the answer would be C. Alright, number 15, which of the following best describe natural and artificial light? Alright, so let me go ahead and explain here. So natural light here, the simple meaning changes colors, and then the artificial here would have contained all the colors of visible spectrum. So that sound not like it. It says best described, so we're going to choose which one would have best described. So natural light we had produced from radiation, we have change in color. Not necessarily, because the color, if it do produce from radiation, the color would not change, so that would not be it. Intensity is easily adjusted and produced from radiation, and on natural light intensity is not easily adjusted, so that would not be the answer. Let me see D here. It says contain all the colors of visible spectrum and intensity is easily adjusted, and this would be the correct answer here, because on artificial light is not real. Alright, so the intensity would be easily adjusted in a artificial light, but the spectrum through natural light here would be visible. Alright, so the answer would be D for 15. Number 16 here, it says which of the following are significant sources of air pollution. Alright, so let's go through it. So oil spill is a part of air pollution, and volcanic eruption. Alright, volcanic eruption, so that would be simple meaning of we have volcano erupt. That would not cause an air pollution, but for extensive use of cars would have caused air pollution. So the answer would be I and 3. So the answer would be B for number 16. Number 17, a hinge joint is found at. So hinge joint is found at the knee of the skeleton system. Alright, good. Number 18, it says which of the following statement about respiration is true. Alright, so respiration, either we're gonna just go straight to the answer, but the true statement of respiration is that the aerobic respiration is require oxygen. Alright, remember, aerobic require oxygen while anaerobic does not require oxygen. Alright, good. Number 19 here, it says which of the following processes are associated with excretion by the kidneys. So the process that is associated with excretion by the kidneys, it would be filtration, and we have reabsorption. Alright, so the answer would be B, I and 3, filtration and reabsorption. Number 20, here it says the amount of water entering the tissue of the body controlled by, and this is easy, quite easy, because egestion is not, nutrition is not an excretion. Excretion is when the water is excreting from the body, and the answer here would be osmoregulation. Alright, so osmoregulation is basically used when the water is being controlled, entering the tissues of the body is controlled by the osmoregulation. Alright, number 21, here it says, as you guys could see, we had an eye structure here. Eye, we had 2, 3, and 4. So it says the cataracts will most likely to affect, not like to affect, but likely to develop in the structure labeled. Alright, so we have the pupil. We had the pupil, and as you guys could see, we have the optical nerve. 3, this optical nerve here, and so they were trying to ask in which one of the cataract will most affect. So the cataract would affect A. The answer would be A here. Alright, number 22, it says refers to the following diagram which shows the 4 stages labeled 1 to 4 in life cycle of mosquito. Right, so which number represent the larval stage? Alright, good. So the larval stage here is how the mosquito cycle occurred. So let's just go ahead and try to explain it here. So here would be what? The mosquito egg right here. So 4 is the mosquito, we have the egg, and here, so the larval stage would be here. Alright, number 2. So the answer would be B. Alright. Number 23 says the 3 small bones found in the middle here of a human being are called, the 3 small bones is the ossicles. Alright, good. Alright, number 24, it says which of the following can be caused by improper disposal of solid waste. So disposal of solid waste, here we'd have the spread of disease would be one, contamination of the soil would be another one, and creation of pest breeding grounds. So here would be all of them. Alright, number 25 says which of the following organisms is a parasite. And you know, parasite is not refers to rat, fly, nor cockroach. Alright, parasite would be different, like tick. Alright, so parasite is some form of organisms that is unable to see. Alright, so rat is not a parasite. Right, a rat would be an insect. Good. Number 26. Which of the following energy conversion take place during process of photosynthesis? And here it says we would have light to kinetic. Alright, so this is how it goes now. We had light, from light, so from light it would be generated to kinetic energy. It's not from heat to light, because if we do have heat, we will not get a light from heat energy, and if we have light, we will not get a chemical energy. So the answer would be light to kinetic. Alright, number 27. Alright, let's go down a little bit. So number 27, which of the following correctly matches the type of bulb with its characteristics? Alright, we see here. So we have filaments. The brightness is easily controlled. Filaments is not easily controlled. Lead is contain mercury, not necessary. Filament saves its energy, no. Lead emits a lot of heat, and we had lead because lead had a lot of heat due to its high sources of characteristic energy. So here the answer would be D. Lead emits a lot of heat. Alright, number 28 here. It says refer to the following diagram showing method of heat transfer. So here we had the fire. Let me demonstrate. Here we have the fire, and here from the fire we have the heat going up and to this piece of rod right here. Alright, we had this rod, so the heat is going to the rod, and here we had a hand, so the heat is traveling. The heat source is from here, traveling from the fire to the heat rod, and here from here we'd have the answer here would be radiation. So any heat conducting to any method, I could say metal, that would cause an heat transfer, simple call it radiation. So from any heat conducting to any metal would cause radiation. Alright, so the answer would be D. Number 29 here. So it says refers to the following safety equipments. We're just gonna explain this here. So for safety equipments, the answer would not be an ear protector. Alright, so let me just X off this. Let me just get the right answer. It would not be a safety vest. Alright, so this is not the answer either. The answer would be a respiratories. Alright, so the answer would be B for number 29. Because here we're just gonna explain it. So it says which equipment make a person working on the side of the road visible to motorists. Alright, so this simple asking which equipment make a person working on the side of the road visible to motorists. So if you're gonna visible to motorists, here we would use let me see here. Let's go back on this question because I don't want to get it upstart. Let me just go ahead and erase this. Sorry guys, let me see, just erase this and go back. So it simple says which equipments make a person working on the side of a road visible to motors. So it's not goggles, it's not safety vests, ear no protector, no. So this answer here would be C. Sorry, C. And for number 30, which equipment protects a person from toxic fumes? And toxic fumes would be B. Alright, good. So it's right. So the answer would be C. C here is 29, and we have B. I hope you guys could see. Let me write it more clearly. So the answer would be C, B. Alright? Good. Number 31. So we had like a meter. We had from February to March. And we're going to generate the electricity meter from reading from February to the end of March. So it says, what is the electricity usage for the period between the end of February and the end of March? So here, let's go ahead and read it. Alright, so we're going to do it in digits now. So if you see if we could read this now. Alright, so 15, let's go ahead. So here you had the meter 0, 2, 4. Alright, 4, 5, 6. I think this answer should be 4, 5, 6, 6 and 7, 8. Other way 9 or 5. I think this answer should yes, let me just erase this answer. The answer would not be A for this one. The answer would be B. So the answer would be 1, and the whole reason why I would choose this answer here, if we could generate the meter here. Alright, so here 0 is not, the meter would count from 0, but it generate to 1. Here we have 4. So we have the meter reading 4, so it's 1, 1, 6 here, alright, and here 2, here would be generated to 5. Alright, so the meter would change. If you check the digit of the meter here, 4, 2, the meter would change upward. So it's 1, 6, 5 here, 4, that 2, 9, and we have 7. Alright, so the meter generated here, so the answer would be 16597 kilowatt. Alright, so the answer would be B for number 31. If you have any different answer, you could just feel free to leave it in the comment section. Let me see as to why you would have get that answer. Alright, number 32, it says the unit of current is, and the unit of current would be ampere. So the answer would be D. Number 33. So here it says refer to the diagram showing a pair of tongues. So in which of the label position is the effort applied? Alright, good. So here on high is when the pair of tongue is being bent. So here, here is where you'd have put any not necessarily pressured to it, but here is not any much pressure is on it. So here would have the release of pressure. So the pressure will release from here would be 4, and here would have a lot of pressure. So directly would have the pressure here 2. So that would be B for number 33. Alright, number 34, it says a fire extinguisher that contains water should not be used on. So it says extinguishers that contain water. So if it contains water, we should not use it on a chemical fire, and we should not use it also on an electrical fire, because you could be electrocuted also, and on a chemical fire it would will so be spread. Alright, so the answer would be C. Number 35. So we have a forearm here, a diagram of a forearm, and we're just going to explain how the motion's going. So it says the diagram is an example of. So here we have the axis, I should mean, not the axis, the axis elbow joint. And this is very flexible, as you guys could see here. Just go draw us a line so I could show you what's going on here. So down, we have like a lever, because as you guys could see, arm is moving in, out, in, out, in, out. While the motion contract, load decrease, muscle goes up, force up, load decrease on the wrist. So here we'd have a simple lever. So the answer would be B. Alright. Alright, number 36. It says wet clothes are most likely to dry quickly under the condition of. Alright, so if we had wet clothes, based on wet clothes, we had different contracts or how the clothes dry. So if we're gonna have a low temperature and a high humidity, the clothes will not dry because the temperature would be low, and we had low temperature and a low humidity, clothes will not be dry, and a low temperature and a high humidity, clothes will not be dry. So in order for clothes to be dry quickly, we'd have to have a high temperature and a low humidity. Alright, so the temperature would be high and the humidity would be very low for heat to contract and clothes to dry quicker, based on the material types also. Alright, number 37. Which of the following are properties of aluminum alloys that make them suitable for manufacture of an aircraft and boats? So that we see here for aircraft, we would have aircraft is very simple, meaning they would have been manufactured for light, but they could also be strong. So the answer would be I and 2, light and strong. Alright, number 38. So there we go, number 38 here. We're almost through. The word equation that describes the reaction between aluminum and hydrochloric acid is, and it's also because we had aluminum plus hydrochloric acid, and from hydrochloric acid we have aluminum hydroxide plus hydrogen. So the answer would be C. That is the equation. So we have aluminum plus hydrochloric acid converted to aluminum hydroxide plus hydrogen. Alright, number 39. It says the rusting of an iron is an example of. So if we have the rusting of an iron, just as we'd have an iron at a seaside, and if the seawater keep engaging with the iron, we'd have the simple name that they call oxidation. And oxidation would be the rusting of an iron, the rotten of an iron. So the rust start becoming so inflamed with the iron, and that meaning cause oxidation. Alright, good. Number 40. It says brass is a mixture of, and brass we had a mixture of copper and zinc together. So a mixture of copper and zinc would be, you could use that name, the mixture would simple mean it's brass. Alright, good. Number 41. Which of the following is not an advantage of using aluminum to make cooking pots? Alright, so the one would not be simple uses of an advantage of aluminum to make cooking pots would be aluminum is a soft metal, so we could not use aluminum to make pots. So it's not an advantage of using aluminum. Alright, A. Number 42. A substance X has a pH of 2. This means that X is, alright, so let me just break this down real fast. So if we have a substance of X and it had a low pH of 2, and any pH of 2 below 2 is very acidic. Any pH above 5, we know we had base. Any pH above 7, we would have alkali, right? So any below of, as I mentioned, any below of 2 would have acidic. So the answer would be C, acid. Alright. Number 43. Which of the following chemicals remove nail polish? This one is very tricky, but it's very easy though. So if we have chemicals that can remove nail polish, would be acetone. Right? Acetone. So the answer would be B. Number 44. Hot water is refers to water that is, And it would be simple mean our water refers to water that does not easily form lather with soap. Alright, number 45. Soapless detergent differed from soapy detergent mainly because soapy detergents are biodegradable. Alright, number 46. So here we're just gonna label the earth real fast. So we had, it says we're gonna label the earth, so you know that the earth here would be the third. So we have Mercury first, second and third. So the answer would be second here. So the answer would be B for 46. Number 47. Venus is labeled. I know Venus would be here, would be the second one. Mercury, Venus, Earth, and we go along. So the answer would be I. Alright. Number 48. It says decayed organic matter in soil is called, and decayed organic matter in soil is called humus. Alright, number 49. It says the installation of low flow shower heads and taps is a method of water conversions because it involves using water saving devices. Alright, number 50. It says a non-moving boundary between two air masses is called a stationary front. Alright, number 51. Which of the following is not a fossil fuel? So it's not a fossil fuel. A coal is a fossil fuel. Alright, and a crude oil is also natural gas would also, but a biomass is not a fossil fuel. Alright, number 52. Here we had refers to the image of an eclipse. So we have the sun, moon's orbits, and the moon. We have the umbra, we have the eclipse moon, and we also have the earth. So it says the image best represent, and it also represent a total lunar eclipse, because here we have the eclipse of the moon. Right here we have the earth, and the eclipse is coming from, and the sun is forwarding to the moon orbits here around the earth, and here we have the eclipse moon. So we just have a total lunar eclipse in total. Alright, we would not have a total solar eclipse, we would not have a solar, and it would not be a partial, it would be a total lunar eclipse. So the answer would be C for number 52. Alright, number 53. Which of the following method involves the settling of a heavy suspended material? And it says involve, this answer is not be filtration. It would not be filtration. Let me just erase this one. The answer would be sedimentation. Alright, so the answer would be D for this one. Alright, number 54. Which of the following here masses is typically found over the Caribbean Sea? Let me see here. Maritime polar, no. Continental polar or maritime tropics. We will find maritime tropics across the Caribbean Sea. So the answer would be C. Number 55. It says the increased pressure encountered by divers at the sea depths below sea levels can affect, and if you dive below a sea levels based on the increase of the pressure, it could damage your ears, not your eyes, not your nose, not your mouth. So the answer would be A. 56. It says which of the following is not a water safety device? And a life raft is one, life jacket, inflatable tube is one. So the answer would be inflatable balloon. Alright. Number 57. So which of the following diagrams represents an object in stable equilibrium? So in a stable equilibrium, we would have the pyramid. Here we have the pyramid laying flat, and we had no movements. So the equilibrium, the simple meaning, which of these would be there in the motion and had no movements. So here on the ball we would have movements because it's not steady on an angle degree that it would not be moved. The vase would also move as well because it's not aligned steady. The ball would move, but the pyramid would not, because we had steady equilibrium, not movements. 58. Which of the following is not associated with the use of a fossil fuel? And eruption would not be associated with the use of a fossil fuel. We almost through number 59. It says refers to the following diagram which represent the passage of a air through the engine of a jet plane. So here we're just gonna go how it goes. So we're gonna on an engine jet plane without the reverse. So if it's either gonna go in from the x to the y, we're gonna have a x to the y, or from the y to the x. So the answer here is going opposite way. So if it's going from the x to the y, we're gonna have the opposite way, as it's gonna be from y to x. So the answer would be B. Alright, number 60, last and final. It says country X experienced an earthquake. There was a minimal damage to building. The Richter scale reading would be most likely. And if they have the Richter scale from the buildings from earthquake X, here we'd have, let me see here, one that simple mean we'd have the minimum of 5, I could say. Alright, so the answer would be 60, 5. So number 60 answer would be number 5 here. So the answer would be C, 5 would be the minimal damage. Alright, so here we to the end of the video. I want to say thank you guys for watching, and thanks for making with CSEC. Now if you do find this channel very exciting, remember to share the channel, subscribe, and you do have yourself a great day, and thank you for making it with CSEC.